One team just got a massive preview update. We'll also go over the dev talk with the recent controller changes, a few other notable mentions there, some major enhancements to trading, which include a trading zone as well as some other feature sets. We have the 1.4.2 hotfix, a new shop update, some mobile to PC comparisons, as well as a whole bunch more. What's up world, it's Utopia back in with another video. Today we're checking out all things Once Human. Okay, so let's just jump right into it. First off, yes, we did have a dev talk as well as a Lunar Phase 3 preview. First off, let's go over the dev talk as those are corrections to my last video. All the changes there, what we're going to be seeing after March 7th and March 13th update here. So first off, yes, if you didn't know, controllers are getting removed. Now this doesn't mean like a PlayStation controller or Xbox controller. This is the consumable resource that you use at the end of dungeons or different events. Essentially, you do increase the amount of loot that you get there. Those are actually being removed. So as they do mention here, controller removal adjustments, the old system they do mention here was unfair. They're also going to be giving out compensation, which is going to be based on a 1-to-1 ratio. This will be an account-wide thing that happens and the progress will be shared. It will go to your most played character. And essentially, instead of converting into the high-value module boxes or mod boxes, players will now receive a one-time compensation token. However, it will be tokens depending on how many you have left, which can be redeemed on mod boxes and other prop items. You will be able to exchange this at the NPC camps, and there will be 3 tiers of mod boxes with exchange rates of 1-to-1, 3-to-1, and 10-to-1. Each will be limited to 60 per account or max 10 per week per tier, probably to limit the influx of everything that you'll receive. The highest tier module boxes or mod boxes will be slightly less valuable than those found in the master level dungeon or the pro level dungeons. They're also going to keep the anomaly wish box an option to exchange for. They mentioned that originally this was to prevent excessive farming by limiting the unlimited module farms from dungeons. However, as the game does evolve, controllers did not really achieve this goal, and that farming still felt too grindy. They're going to make future updates aimed at mod acquisition simpler and less time consuming. So quite huge there that they do have a better goal for that. As I believe the last combining system didn't really work out that well, where you could essentially combine mods and to make better mods. Yeah, it didn't really work out too well and it's kind of too hard to obtain those, so we're glad they're adding another route. There's some visional cube changes, but now they do mention that progress across characters will not be shared, existing effects reset but cubes refunded for reactivation, and they're also going to give compensation for all players to 2 free cubes, which are the items that you obtain through the Blueprint Collection level. They also mentioned that they're going to have that account-wide asset compensation, so blueprints are now shared and weekly conversion limit has been increased, which has been adjusted to 15 times. And you'll now get 6 per week instead of the original 2. They're making some massive changes to newbie servers and asset sharing, where no restrictions will now be placed on new players, and old players can help without disadvantages, where all the newbie servers are PvE focused only, so there is no risk to unfair advantages. And for veteran players that team up alongside new players, they'll actually include some bonus rewards here. They also are doing some wish machine adjustments here, where all wish machine pools will now be merged to account-wide. Blueprint fragments will be shared across all characters, and special reward pools will now sync with your highest level. That also does include the Blueprint shop. For the permanent servers and future updates, we have an additional change here, where they will, yes, still receive those updates, building improvements, farming, weapon adjustments, new cosmetics and events, bug fixes, and performance optimizations. And servers with Visional Wheel will still receive those relevant updates. They also do mention that to prevent low servers or low population that they will be merging. Now there is going to be a safeguard with server merging though. There will be a 30-day protection that newly merged sub-servers will not be merged again for at least 30 days. Duplicate land claims will be removed and effective players will receive compensation, and then players will also receive a pre-merger notice, allowing you to relocate before changes take effect. They do want to maintain a balanced player count there. So some pretty cool updates, some pretty cool things there with that dev talk. Next up here, we do have the Lunar Oracle Phase 3 preview. Now this does start on March 13th, where there is that new enemy, the Lunar Spawn. This can mimic enemies and resemble players and attack on sight. It has adaptive combat. When they down a player, they'll steal their appearance and abilities. They also have scaling power. The more that they down enemies, the stronger they become. But they'll also drop better rewards when defeated. So they do just become stronger and stronger. They're unlike any other deviant. Lunars can spawn items and deviations in battle. So they essentially are an amped up player, which is pretty cool there. There's also going to be a brand new event here called the Spectral Hunt event, and that will be through the Visional Wheel. You'll need to defeat Lunar Spawn to fill your progress bar and unlock rewards. The final reward will be a Lunar Spawn themed eyewear, name card, and avatar theme. Also pretty cool here, there'll be a regional leaderboard where you can track everyone's Lunar Spawn eliminations. They said here there is no rush needed, that the spectral hunt will last through multiple Lunar Oracle cycles, so you can play at your own pace there. There was several preview images for this, where they do show off what the little set is, and the eyewear being some effects, with the final reward being an outfit, which actually looks really close to one of the Lightforged Loot Crate outfits, and the fact that there's effects with the eyewear. This one is really cool here. I'm really glad they're adding some nice, decent free cosmetics. Even if it's a reskin or recolor, I think this is quite awesome, especially with how the outfit looks overall. Next up here, we had an additional dev talk. This one was on, yes, the dedicated trade zones. So they are revamping trading here, which is quite huge. This does actually launch on March 13th. They did mention previous features like the hide cradle and the improved trading system, but the new mention here is a trading hub and harvester's market. So there's going to be dedicated trading zones in Manibus, Evolution's Call, and the Way of Winter. This will actually not be available in Prison vs. Clash, but they are taking feedback there if you guys do want that. Manibus and Evolution's Call have the exact same coordinates here. Now for Manibus/Evolution's Call, I can actually show you in the map as well as in game. This one is at the edge of Iron River and Red Sands. It's actually located further into Iron River and is just north of the Gray Water Zone. You can also see here on the map, it actually is a really nice, like, cozy area where you pull into, and it's got a nice, like, encapsulation of it. There is some preview images of what it's going to look like here. Pretty cool nonetheless that it will be located up here, and a nice little trading zone. I'm definitely going to like this a lot. Although the teaser image does look like it is meant for Way of Winter, as there isn't a mostly desert area here, so yeah, it's probably meant for Way of Winter. Now unfortunately, I do not have a Way of Winter character, so I can only show you from in-game maps and out-of-game maps, but it will do both here. Now this one is located at 2426 6542, which is just above the Wishland teleporter in the Way of Winter section. Again, sorry I don't have a Way of Winter character, I can't really show you. Now what happens if your territory is there right now? Well, they are going to relocate your territory. Players in those zones must relocate. You'll get an in-game notification that is sent to affected players, and the territory will be recalled if not moved in time. Although no loss of items, of course. Now they do mention here that there will be special vending machines. You'll get one per player to maximize space. They can no longer be placed outside of the market. Same thing as before, you'll unlock them in the Mimetic system, and they will use your regular vending machine skins. If yours is inactive, it will be auto-recalled after days of inactivities, and your materials will be refunded. If people aren't buying anything from yours, it will actually be recalled. And now it doesn't need any more power, so there's no power requirement anymore. You won't have to slap down a solar generator. Even cooler with this update is there will be a freezer feature where vending machines will now preserve food, so the freshness will last until the purchase. You might be able to game the system a little bit there, but still really cool nonetheless. There was a few more official updates here. The first one being that we did have a March 7th hotfix. They fixed an issue where players were not receiving full compensation, and also a quest with Deep in the Nightmare. One of our last minute mentionables here is the mobile platform. Now if you haven't been playing, it actually is quite insane how they got this running on a phone. I've been playing it currently and had a ton of fun with it. This is currently an invite-only program, but anyone can sign up. You don't have to be a creator or anything. If you do get qualified to get into the mobile test, you will actually get an in-game mail, and it will let you know and tell you that you got into the beta. Depending on what platform, I don't know how Android works, but with iOS it is test flight. But yeah, the comparison images here with both PC and the phone, it still looks pretty good, and I actually have this on like medium to low settings. I only have an iPhone 11 Pro Max. In fact, I barely make the cutoff for the system requirements. So the fact that it even runs on my phone and looks pretty well, I have to give props to them there. It is around a 20 gigabyte update though, so make sure you do have space. Last up here, we did have the March 6th update. So if you haven't seen, we did get that furniture pack dropped, as well as the Thorns of Judgment theme pack, which does include the Camila Chase set. This one is quite insane actually. I'm really debating on snagging this one. Typically they have provided me with some codes for certain outfits, like Sleepy Panda and a few others. Although I don't know if they're going to go with that this time. I might have to make the splurge myself. This one is really nice. And if you do get the pack, it also does come with some extra goodies here, including an emote as well as a few others. Overall, that's about covered for today's video. If you enjoyed today's video, like, subscribe, and until the next one. Deuce!